Hello, this is Israel Life and this is Real Life. And today we are doing a Prime Day crochet haul unboxing. If you didn't know, July 8th through the 11th was Prime Day with tons of sales on the site. And I took advantage and bought a good amount of items on my crochet want list. The first item we are unboxing is a crochet yarn threader. I definitely needed one of these because I always struggle trying to get thick pieces of yarn into my needles when I'm trying to cut off loose ends on a project. So this will for sure come in handy. Second item is crochet rings, which I recently discovered existed and just thought, yes, I need those. Because I always seem to position the yarn around my hand in a way that can be uncomfortable after a long period of time, and I'm pretty sure these will eliminate that, so super excited for these. The third item is a wooden bowl yarn holder, which will perfectly hold my yarn for when I have larger projects and just want to sit down on the couch and not have to worry about tossing my yarn halfway across the room just so I can have enough room to finish my stitches or the row that I'm on. So, another very practical purchase. Also, these ones came with their own set of hooks, which was really cool. I didn't even know that it came with its own set of hooks, so now I have extras, which is great. there's a very simple row counter. I needed one of these because once I start doing larger projects, this will make my life so much easier, because what I do right now to keep track of my rows is a notepad on either my computer or my phone, which just after a while gets old, so this one I really needed. The fifth item are some fancy scissors. They are called thread snips, but they're just fancy scissors. I also really needed these because the ones that I have right now, you may see them in some of my older videos, but they're very dull and I have to do multiple attempts to cut anything with them. But you guys will never see that because I just cut it out with the power of editing. Are pretty self-explanatory. I just needed to buy some of these for myself so I could stop stealing my sister's. But look how cute they are! And they're retractable. As you see, it goes up to 60 inches, and my sister's already plotting to steal the green one, so that's cool. And it came with one that isn't retractable, which I didn't even know that it did, so I keep getting all these extra things with these purchases, so super happy again. By the way, all the items that I'm showing in this video will be linked down in the description below for those who want to buy anything that you see here. But like I said, I did buy these during Prime Day, so it's probably going to be a different price than what I paid for them. Also, this cute little doohickey was also purchased on Amazon, but not on Prime Day sale, just because we needed one of these to make life easier. My sister purchased these, and when I saw her open the package, I was like, OMG, you're a genius. It's a box cutter, and it's a stamp for blacking out confidential information on your packages. Definitely recommend this one. The seventh item is my long-awaited yarn ball winder. This one I really needed because I have so many yarns that are either falling apart, tangled, or just need to be smaller and more compact, so I have space for even more balls of yarn. So I'm very happy with this purchase. And this one is electric. I do plan on getting one with the hand crank, but I really wanted the electric one first. In this video, I'm mostly putting these items together, and I'll be going into further depth on the larger ones in upcoming videos, so stay tuned. And as you can see, it has a clamp attached to it so you can fasten it to a table, because it spins pretty fast and it will start moving around if you don't have something that's keeping it still. So either have it on a table or just hold it in your hand, which is what I did, and you'll see that later in the video. And now I'm finally opening up this large box, which I'm pretty sure you've all been waiting for. Those are some cute scissors, also will have those linked in the description. The 8th item is another yarn holder, but it can also hold my phone, which is great because a lot of times when I'm making videos and am following a tutorial from another video, I have to look at it on my computer, which isn't as fun because I have to keep going back and forth between looking at where the table is where my project is on and back to where my computer is, which is either next to me or sometimes it'll be further to the left in front of me. But just having this one, because I can just put the video on my phone and then have it standing in front of me, so it just makes it so much easier. And it's magnetic. How cool is that? It's got a little stand to put some hooks in, or just random stuff that I put on the table. Definitely recommend that one. And now, the 9th item is something that is going to be very useful for my future upcoming projects, which is a blocking board. And for those who don't know what a blocking board is, it's more so for projects that require multiples or even just one of granny squares. A granny square is just a fancy patterned crochet square. A lot of times with different yarns, after completing a granny square, it can bunch up or start to shrink a little bit, which is where the blocking board comes in. It's like a pegboard. It's a wooden square with a bunch of holes, and they have sticks, which you just shove in them, and then you're gonna put the granny square on it to keep it still. Mine came with metal sticks, but pretty much anything that will stand up in the holes to put your granny square through will come with it. And what it does is it stretches out the yarn to be the same size every time, so that you don't have to hand stretch it, which I tend to do a lot. get used a lot for projects like cardigans, pants, vests, stuff where you're gonna crochet like 7,000 granny squares basically. You leave it like that overnight, and then when you pull it off, it will be in a perfect square shape. And for the 10th item, the one that you and I have been waiting for, it's the Centro knitting machine. I saw so many cool videos on this thing and I just thought, well, now I need one. And I mean, it's such a cool idea, but you can get very creative with these things. It's gonna take me a few videos before I'm a pro with it, but I'll get there. The possibilities with this thing are endless. Also, I don't know why the one that I purchased is now saying currently unavailable, but I'll still link it in the description just so you can know the exact one that I purchased. And here is a short intermission of me putting it all together. And this is me attempting to use it. As you saw, I didn't put it all the way through some of the hooks, which is why it looks like that with the large gaps. But I mean, it wasn't a horrible first use. Anyway, with more practice, we'll definitely get cooler projects out of that. Now that I'm done playing with that, I went back to the winder just because I wanted to use it at least once in this video. Luckily, the instruction manual had a barcode that led me to a 1.5-minute video that gave me exactly what I needed to know on how to use it. For the most part. And that's the part I was talking about where I mentioned it definitely needs to be fastened tight on a table or just held in your hand, because it will start to jump around. So as you saw, I just picked it up and just put it on the faster setting so it wouldn't move around. That easy. Now you have a cute, neat YOLO barn. Ball of yarn. But that concludes today's unboxing, and now I'll be using these items and going more into depth on them in upcoming videos. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!